What's good, guys? What's happening? I hope everybody is good. Today, I want to talk about candidacy. In terms, right now, we got the presidential elections going on in the U.S., and everybody's everybody's watching that. Everybody's keeping their pulse on that to see which direction things go. Some people are pro-Trump, some people are pro-Biden, some people couldn't care if there was a kangaroo in the White House. But it made me think in terms of the discussions that I have or the lectures that I have on my channel in terms of relationships, money, and self. How can this be related to that? Well, the way this can be related to that is that you are the White House, you are the Oval Office, and when you're dating, you are going through candidates for the position, the highest position in the land in your life. You are number one, and this person is number two. So this is the highest position anybody can have in your life. That is, as your partner, as your significant other, as your wife. And choosing that person should really be on the same level that people choose a president. People are more passionate about a president than they are passionate about the person who has a bigger impact on their life, which is the person they wake up next to, the person in their house, the person they have to practically depend or rely on, and sometimes for their a very existence and survival. You cannot be excited about a presidency, but you're not excited about the candidacy of the person in your own metaphorical Oval Office. So my suggestion is, or the thing I've come to realize is that, look, I've done that in the past where I did not vet the candidates. I gave candidacy to people who didn't demonstrate track record, experience, and most importantly, they didn't demonstrate a desire beyond, above, and beyond to have that office and to do what it took to serve in that position. So when you are putting up candidates for women in your life, you got to have the same understanding as an election. It starts off with candidates, multiple candidates who are going through a process of vetting, the winner of which is going to be the wife, the winner of which is going to be the mother of your children, the winner of which is going to be the person you're going to share your life with. So what happens is you start off by saying, okay, you know what? Let's begin the process. The process begins with 10 candidates. We whittle them down to 3 candidates, then whittle them down to 1 candidate. But of course, when there's 10 candidates, they all know that, hey, I haven't made a choice for anybody. I'm not trying to commit to nobody. I'm just trying to see what it is. Let's just spend time together. Let's not take it beyond. You've got to start it off at that point, letting that person know, hey, it is a race for an Oval Office, for a position in my life, and I need somebody who's going to demonstrate above and beyond the call of duty that they're willing to do what needs to be done to be here. I'm not going to put candidacy on somebody who's just acting like, I don't care if I win or I don't. I'm not going to make any efforts, because I've done that in the past where I've given people candidacy to be the wife, to be the girlfriend, and they basically did not make any efforts or did not demonstrate the correct aptitude. They didn't demonstrate loyalty, honesty. They didn't demonstrate what was required from them. They didn't provide any evidence of what they were going to, or they didn't demonstrate that they were really going to bring anything to the table other than their physical existence, which of course is useless. I don't need somebody's physical existence. I can get that. I can get that anywhere else. I don't need her vagina. I can get that anywhere else. What does she bring to the table? What does the candidate bring to the relationship? What's the value addition? Now, women are going to go on and be like, well, I got a degree, I got a job, I got this, I got that. Listen, for men, women's degrees, women's money has no value to us. The reason is because we are the provider regardless. We are the protector regardless. Even if a woman makes more money, it doesn't mean she's going to treat me better. It doesn't mean she's going to make my life, improve my life in any shape or form, because there are a lot of greedy women out there. There's a lot of women out there who always consider you and her money, your money, we money, her money, my money. So there's no benefit to you for her earning 10 times more than you or being a millionaire. What benefit does that have to me? Nothing. The big benefit, the real benefit, is how she treats you or how she treats me, and what she brings in terms of changing my outlook on life perspective, or adding to my perspective. Let me not say changing, because that's the wrong word. Adding, improving, enhancing my outlook on life and understanding of the universe, and giving me somebody who I can go through life with, who makes the journey that much easier and better for me. What does she bring to the table that allows that to happen? It's not her money. It's not her PhD. It's not her degrees, because women tend to think that those possessions make them a great candidate. No, it doesn't. What makes you a great candidate is your behavior, your aptitude, and the energy you bring to the game. So that's what I look at. I'm not looking at whether she has a master's degree. I'm happy she has a master's degree. I'm happy for her educational accolades. But I will choose a girl who has a high school degree over a girl with a PhD if the girl with the high school degree brings more value to the relationship. She's more submissive. She listens. She is willing to grow. She cooks. She cleans. She does what I want a woman in my life for. Because you don't get a woman in your life for the sake of her salary. You don't get a woman in your life for the sake of her PhD. You get her in your life for the sake of being a woman, to your masculinity, to your manhood. So if you're in a situation where you are with a woman and she doesn't cook for you, she doesn't clean for you, she doesn't bring new perspectives, she doesn't speak positivity on your life, she doesn't give you sexual satisfaction, what are you doing with this person? You don't absolutely trust her. You're not absolutely sure you can depend on her. What does she bring to the table? No value. I've been with girls where in the first 3, 4, 4, 5, 6 months, they've demonstrated that they're disloyal, but because I am a believer, this is of course because of a Christian upbringing, that everybody is good in them, people want to do right, they make mistakes. Terrible. Do not bring that to the dating game. In the dating game, you've got to be brutal. Only the best candidates must be allowed to go into the game or into the hat of options. Never think that the person is who you want them to be or can be. They are who they show themselves to be. If they do something that is disloyal, dishonest, it's not a mistake. They have a brain, they thought about it, and they could not control themselves, or they simply don't care. This is the same thing if a girl is telling you that, oh, I can't cook for you or clean for you, because those are wife benefits. And Steve Harvey, I think, is guilty of telling women that this is okay. That why are you giving a man who's not married to you wife benefits, blah, 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 blah. The reality is, what kind of candidacy, presidential race, asks people to raise their hand, put their name in the hat for the presidency of the highest office in the land, and then turns around and says, but you don't have to demonstrate that you're presidential. You don't have to demonstrate that you know what you're doing. You don't have to demonstrate that you got a plan. Would anybody elect such a candidate? No, they would not. Let's talk about the Marines or Special Forces anywhere in the world. If you want to join Special Forces, what is it you must demonstrate? You must demonstrate the willingness, the ability, and the superiority of being able to be better than somebody else, right? So you've got to demonstrate that I can beat candidate A, B, C, and D to get to B on the team, to make the cut. Whether it's a football team, whether it's a basketball team, you've got to demonstrate that you can make the cut. You've got to demonstrate your superiority to other people. That's how you end up on the team. So why would you choose a woman that refuses to demonstrate reasons why you should choose her to be your woman or your partner or your wife, or be chosen as the mother of your children because she's high on some nonsense about, well, I can't be giving you wife benefits when I'm just dating you. Then why would I make you my wife? You don't cook for me. You don't clean for me. You don't support me. You don't speak positivity into my life. You don't spend time with me. You don't give me attention. You act as if I don't have value and you're not willing to make any sacrifices for me. You don't show me honesty, loyalty. If you don't show me any of that, what's the point? A girl can be in your life and you're like, man, the sex is great. But sex should not be confused for love. Sex is sex. A porn star can have sex with a ton of guys on set, go home to the guy she loves. She's had sex with him too, but the meaning of that sex is very different from the sex she has with all those porn stars, which is wild and outlandish, right? You got to understand that difference. Just because you're having amazing sex with a girl does not mean it's love on her part. Because just like men, a lot of women do not have emotions attached to the act of having sex. That idea that women have emotions attached to sex is another fantasy that the red pill community has unveiled to or revealed to be a lie. That yes, some women do have the mindset that every person that they sleep with should be somebody they care about and want to be with. That's why they don't sleep with everybody. But there are a lot of girls out there who do not attach love to the act of having sex, even if that sex is incredibly intimate and wild. It's just sex. It's got no love attachment to it. So you having sex with that and thinking we're connected because we're having all this crazy sex, dude, she's having that same sex with other guys that she's seeing. Because just like you, she probably has other candidates she's testing out at the same time and trying to see which one to go for. And that's also something you need to be aware of. She's doing it. She's evaluating me. Why should I not evaluate her as well? Do be careful. Do take as much time as possible to look at the quality of the candidacy. If the person wants the position, they've got to demonstrate the ability to occupy the position. They got to go through the interviews. They got to demonstrate competency. I cannot trust that, yeah, okay, once I marry you, you're going to be able to cook. Once I marry you, you're going to be submissive. Once I marry you, you're going to be loyal. I cannot take that kind of risk for such an important position. You either demonstrate those abilities or you are not going to be a candidate, right? That's what we need to understand as guys. We need to see that reality that, hey, listen, I take finding a partner seriously. I take finding a wife seriously, a baby mama for myself seriously. And because of that, I cannot afford to allow a girl who's not showing the right level of competency or unwilling to demonstrate it. I cannot give you a position. I cannot even continue having you as a candidate. If we're having crazy sex, cool, that's all it is. There is no way you're going to be transitioned into baby mama or into wife role. You have demonstrated nothing. And this is the same thing for the women who are high up on their career and high up on their earnings. I don't care how much a woman earns. Really, I do not care about that. But when she comes into our household, she has to know I am the man. That she is in my life for the role she can be able to play as a woman, as a feminine entity. She's not in my life for her to come and do what she wants or to come and show me that she earns more or that she should be the boss because she's got a PhD. Unfortunately, her having a PhD does not mean she's a good woman or is a good person. She has to demonstrate value to me, what I think is valuable. And if it's cooking that I think is valuable for me, she's got to do that. She can't tell me, well, why should I be cooking? Because, listen, I understand. I don't want you to be a slave. I'm not saying come in here and be a slave and that you've got to be cooking and slaving away at the pot and in the kitchen for me all the time. But I do require to see that you're invested enough in looking after me, in having me, in being able to make sacrifices and make contributions. In fact, I don't think of it as a sacrifice because you know what? When you as a man are cooking for your woman, there's a pleasure in that, in feeding your woman, in cooking for her. So for a woman to tell me that she has a problem cooking for me, it tells me she doesn't value me. She's not interested in having that position. That's why she's not willing to do those things. Subconsciously, on some level, she is not interested in making me her candidate for her Oval Office, and that's why she's not willing to do those things. So let's not waste time pretending we don't see what it is. Guys, that's what it is. That's why she doesn't want to cook. That's why she doesn't want to clean. That's why she's not making any efforts. That's why she's not speaking positivity on your life. That's why she keeps on acting like she's single, even though she's in a relationship with you, because she does not want that candidacy bad enough. Because if she did, She wouldn't play those games. If she did, she wouldn't try you like that because she knows as a man of value, you will walk away. As a man of value, you ain't gonna play those games. As a man of value, you've got other options and you will take them because that's what you're looking for. The person who is gonna make the most effort and is gonna give you the most value as your partner. You ain't got time for anybody playing games. I've made those mistakes in the past multiple times, but I am now aware. I've grown up. I'm more mature. I understand the game now. That, you know what? If somebody isn't providing value, they got no business being in my life. If they're being disloyal, disrespectful, and they're doing things that I don't like, I don't owe them a relationship. I don't owe them the candidacy. The candidacy goes to the best candidate for my desired position. That's what it is. But now you've got to understand there's two sides to the equation. I won't say, well, you got to find the best candidate. She's got to do this and jump through hoops and you got to be the circus master. Listen, just as she has to bring her A game, you need to bring your A game. You need to be the best candidate for her Oval Office. You need to take care of yourself. You need to be confident, masculine, abundant, positive, progressive, a protector, a provider, a challenge. You need to be mysterious. You need to be fun. You need to be exciting. You need to be able to bring value in terms of monetary wise. You're able to provide for yourself and also be able to add to the collective earnings. At the same time, though, you need to also be able to be valuable as a human being in terms of your intellect, in terms of society-wise. You need to have value to her life. You need to bring what she considers valuable, whether it's an ability to listen to her, confidence, masculinity, taking charge, making decisions, putting it and laying it down properly in bed. If that's the value she gets, you've got to put that down. Maybe she wants a man who she can show off in public because some girls are very socially driven like that. They want a man that can go show off to the whole world. So you need to work on yourself to be the best candidate you can be. Not only does it give her overwhelming evidence that she needs to stop clowning and make a decision to do what she needs to do to lock you down as her candidate. At the same time, it means you will always be able to attract the best candidates for yourself. So that's why it's very important that you make sure that when you are going for the candidacy, when you are chasing down who you want in your life, that's why it's important for you to make sure that the people that you're trying to bring in go through the candidacy process. And that's why it's important that you make sure you're always the best candidate out there. Work on yourself, improve yourself. The hunter catches more prey, not by focusing on the prey, but focusing on improving himself. And that's what you need to be doing. So be the best candidate so that you have the right to demand that she is the best candidate for you. All right, until next time, guys, do more, become more on your purpose. I'm trying to get behind you, dog.